So we have a nice relation with the XRP community, right? Kevin Cage and Cash. That's two of the greatest supporters of the Casper ecosystem. But you have a nice story to tell.
Yes, so I met also XRP or Ripple representative in Paris blockchain. They had also a very nice booth over there. We had like at least half an hour conversation about how Ripple is working, how Casper is utilizing their strong points, and what could be the synergy here. So the outcome of this is that we would like to connect our business development teams and find the best possible use case for both systems to coexist together. You know, we have our own strength, and I think it would be a waste to not to utilize this in a synergy.
Yeah, and what about the algos around the community or Hedera hashgraph community?
So
it's also similar.
Yes, they are similar, and you also know that for some of these blockchains, we already have the employees at association or Casper Labs. They were cooperating, or maybe they were even part of these communities in the past. So hopefully, with that, we can bring this all together and start working. Since we are all blockchain, yeah, we are all the family that is very much concerned and interested to push this initiative forward. I don't see this as competition. I think we can create very rich ecosystem that would be multi-chain and where everyone can find its own niche.
Hey, what is up guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. I hope you enjoy this one and let's kick it off. So, starting off on the XRP price chart on the weekly time frame, we can see XRP has been pushing for a couple weeks back to back in a row now, and we're currently just above 50 cents. Now keep an eye on previous resistance levels. Remember the last swing high we had in September of 2022, we could not surpass that 55-56 cent level. And we can see some additional wicks that are serving as resistance right there, double bottom, previous resistance right here and couldn't quite get through. And then of course right here back 2019, 2018. So this 50 to 60 cent zone has existed for several years, and it's also been hit a bunch, making it a very valid key level. So if we break through this previous high and actually close some weekly candle bodies above this level, then I'll start getting excited. But until then, we can kind of measure up how XRP has done thus far, and looking at the weekly Fibonacci pivot as well, we're pretty darn close. Currently, the P pivot is at 51 cents. And also drawing a quick fib to see how we are measuring up per retracement. So remember that HBAR has hit this level, XRP has hit this level. But what's interesting is now we have both Bitcoin and Ethereum that have reached a 236 using the previous all-time high. So let me open it up and we can see right here Bitcoin reaching the 236 Fibonacci retracement. And then Ethereum doing the same thing, right up to the 236. So for the XRP price chart, if we can see volume continue to increase on a weekly basis, as we can see we are in an uptrend, which is a good sign to see when we see positive price action. But I personally won't be getting super excited until we can see some candle body closures over these levels and even reaching up to the 236, which is equivalent to about 68 cents. And so now looking at the XRP price chart, plotting a fib from the previous all-time high price. We can see we've been using the 0.59 Fibonacci retracement as support 1, almost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's an absolute key level at approximately 30 cents. And for anybody wondering why I have these additional Fibonacci retracements on this chart, this is just the 236 divided by 2 multiple times in a row, so 50% of each of these moves, because typically in pullbacks a 50% retracement is very common. So for example, the 236 divided by 2 is 11.8, 11.8 divided by 2 is 0.059 divided by 2 is the last fib right there. So if we can break through these levels and even head towards the 236 around 87 cents, where we have an XRP gap that is still open around 85 cents, I'll get super excited. Until then, I have to be convinced that we will in fact break through this level, otherwise we're going right back down. And remember what previous Bitcoin fractals did. So from the previous high back in 2017, 2018, we saw a crash. We retrace up to the 618 candle bodies on the 50%. Bitcoin then pulled back right to this next fib at 0.059 as the bottom. And then after claiming this bottom, Bitcoin did a V-shaped recovery into new all-time highs. What has XRP done? From the high to the low, retraces also to the 50% retracement, just like Bitcoin did right there. Now Bitcoin crashed to the 0.059 fib. What did XRP do since this crash? To the 0.059 fib. Exactly, in multiple points of hitting for support. So the question is, could this in fact be our bottom for XRP? It's absolutely possible. And of course we could keep speculating when we could reach settlement for the Ripple vs SEC case. So once again, Bitcoin retraces to the 50% with candle body closures, crashes to the 0.059. XRP has done this thus far to the 0.5, crashing to the 0.059. And we still have open gaps above 85 cents and $1.59. So I'd absolutely love to see XRP shoot this year. Okay, next up. So in this video on Rektvojac's channel, we have Peter right here. This is the program manager at Casper Association. So in the beginning of this video, in the clip we shared, we saw that Peter mentioned that he met with somebody at Ripple at Paris Blockchain Week, and they're putting their business development teams together, whether that's Ripple X for Ripple, and then Casper Association and Casper Labs to create synergy and see where they can help each other. So the business development teams are working together, so it seems like a partnership is just a matter of time. And I'd also love, as they hinted in this video, some additional synergy and partnerships with other layer 1s, including Hedera's Hashgraph and Algorand. And also in this video, Peter's emphasizing the $25 million in grants for companies building on Casper. And he also says we'll be seeing some of the projects that are launching this summer. And we also know that NASDAQ will offer crypto custody in Q2 of this year. So keep in mind, BlackRock, Fidelity, State Street, all these massive custodians holding trillions of dollars. Oh, Bank of New York, of course. Huge Ripple ties as well. And the retired VC is sitting on Polysign's board. And keep in mind, the creator of Polysign is the co-designer of the XRP ledger. So we can see large organizations including NASDAQ, and they do have partnerships or integrations with R3. And keep in mind, NASDAQ connects to over 120 marketplaces. So we can see the SEC says crypto exchanges should not be considered safe custodians. They do not want exchanges like Coinbase and Binance to be the main infrastructure. If Coinbase and Binance own the infrastructure, they're going to make the money. The largest custodians are going to try to create their own platforms and attract customers there. And call me crazy, but it seems like the SEC is in on it with some of these large institutions and custodians. They do not want Coinbase and Binance to succeed. Now, another option I see, since BlackRock is also using Coinbase, is BlackRock has $10 trillion AUM. If they wanted to, they could probably come close to controlling Coinbase and owning a huge chunk. But Binance, on the other hand, I don't think CZ would allow it. So Binance is a threat to these custodians. And shout out to Gary Gensler really quick. Here's a little golf clap for keeping so many retail investors safe. I'm trying to think of one thing he kept a retail investor safe from. Did he protect people from Celsius? No. Did he protect people from Luna and the depegging? No. And didn't Gary Gensler already know Sam Bankman-Fried and being friends with the parents of SBF, and nothing was done, there were no warnings, and it was one of the largest debacles in history? Now remember, we talked about the trillions of dollars of custodians that are getting into crypto. It is not if, it is just when. I know that bear markets are dragged out. I know asset classes do not just transform overnight, and it has been a heck of a wait. So props to anybody that is still here. And if you ever leave out of frustration or impatience, I completely understand. I've been there many times, but I just refuse to quit. So remember, Web 2 came between 1999 to present day. That is 20 plus years of transformation. It gave rise to social media, e-commerce, new markets, new industries. And Web 3.0 is just getting started. So a quick comparison of the crypto asset class, a mere fraction of the wealth that exists in the world. And there's other asset classes or subcategories I could include. We have the global equity market, 100 trillion plus. Bonds and liabilities, 100 trillion. Commodities, gold, silver, wheat, rice, fertilizer, 19 trillion. Global real estate, commercial, residential, 300 trillion plus. Global derivatives, much bigger numbers than all of the above. And the crypto asset class is playing around a $1 trillion asset class. The all-time high was $3 trillion. So where do you think this asset class can grow to in the coming years? Keep in mind, Bitcoin and Ethereum basically account for over 60% of the entire market. There are other layer 1s, other ecosystems that are solving problems at scale. If they get mass adopted, they're going to get a fraction of that. So out of a $1 trillion market, Bitcoin and Ether hold over 60% or over $600 billion. What happens when the trillions of dollars in additional buy pressure is released after regulatory clarity for other projects in the top 10, top 50, top 100? I think the floodgates open. Also, API 3, we have 100 plus data feeds that are now accessible for builders on Polygon. So keep an eye on market.api3.org. It seems like they are in the building phase and they're starting to launch a variety of DAPIs. So you can see connecting to a variety of projects, Algo, Anchor, Ape, etc. Also, a question for everybody. Which Bitcoin CME gap for the futures will close first? We have an open gap at 20,700 and an open gap at 34,800. We have about 61% being more bullish, which actually freaks me out now. And we can see the open gaps on the daily time frame. The ticker right here is BTC1 exclamation point. We've had a variety of gaps that have closed in the past, as you can see right there. The 28K gap finally closed after almost a year of talking about it. So we climbed up and closed the 28K gap. But now we have an open gap left over down here. We also have a gap above. So what do you guys think, and how do you see this playing out? If we did plot a fib on the futures chart for Bitcoin, what can we see? So we closed the open gap at the 236 Fibonacci retracement. We do have another gap still open just below the 11.8 fib. But what's interesting is the gap at just over 35K is right around that 382 Fibonacci retracement. Now we can see Bitcoin has reached the 236. I just hope we keep the power and stay above. I do not want to fall back down and range any longer. We can see others like Fetch that have gone parabolic already, reaching the 382 on multiple wicks, wicking almost to the 50%. Fetch AI is legitimate, it's been in development for years, and this rode a lot of the good AI hype. And it's done a 1000% move since November. Absolutely beautiful. Now we can see on the daily time frame, we have the purple MA, this is the 500-day moving average. When Fetch actually encountered it, it served as additional resistance and actually consolidated before getting the next push up. And maybe I'm just sick of waiting for the next bull market to begin, or at the very least, a significant market retracement like we've seen for 3 cycles in a row. I just hope that we actually hold this level, stay above like 24K, these previous highs, and really just watching the monthly time frame and the 50 MA. And XRP is finally moving, awesome. So we're at 51, almost 52 cents. And remember, Bitcoin, I think the monthly and weekly pivots are the exact same. Remember, we were pointing out the P pivot has been hit, and it looks like XRP's, I believe P pivot has also been hit finally. Yes. On the macro, guys, if you just want to look on the weekly and monthly and you don't care about trades and you just want to know, when moon, we want to stay above the 50 MA on the monthly time frame. And typically in a trending market, if we can maintain above the P pivot, the next level of resistance could be the R1. Now, if we fall below and we just cannot stay above on a monthly basis, it's actually entirely possible to fall back to the S1 as support, as you can see in this case right there. So let's pray to the crypto gods that we keep this momentum up and that other altcoins follow suit. And I did a 45-minute market update yesterday in Discord, and we can see that even Fetch has reached much higher levels up to the R1. So I'm really just looking at the monthly and weekly time frames, looking for additional strength. We can see Casper right there, P pivots around 6 cents. I absolutely see that coming to pass. I just hope it's sooner than later, because we've been ranging and we have yet to see a bull run, but you can see we've been waiting almost 700 days now, and even towards these lows, just over 300, I believe. Yep, right there. Now, if we know that Casper's launching some additional projects this summer, potentially a T1 exchange listing like we've been waiting for forever, we know the minting of the 25 million patents on Casper's blockchain is happening this year, and they keep saying the coming months, so fingers crossed it happens soon. And I'm primarily focused on well-funded projects that have funding to survive the next 3 to 5 years. Yes, I might take some low-risk, micro-cap plays, but for the bulk of my money, I want it in something that I know, even on the conservative side, does a 5 or 10x worst case. So we can see Bitcoin on the 5-day breaking through, backtesting the 50 MA as support and the trend line, and popping up almost to the 100. For my own selfish reasons, I'm hoping that HBAR falls so I can stack some more, but it's entirely possible that we do in fact climb up to the next level. And I would still assume we do in fact get another wave. I'm just not sure when, because I see this P pivot definitely being hit. And we know XRP has done something similar to Bitcoin with this internal trend line and also reaching the 100 MA now, so awesome. And we can see XTC also a similar structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, broke through, retest, curled, and boom, up to the 100 MA. So XTC, XRP, and Bitcoin have done this thus far. And Casper still being drunk, you can see a double bottom on this 50 MA on the 5-day time frame, whereas Bitcoin actually just kind of consolidated a little bit and got that pop. I would love to see Casper shoot and finally head towards this 100 MA on the 5-day. And Casper will go when it feels like it. And you guys know the deal. iTrustCapital linked in the top of the YouTube video description. This is completely free, and I've had a Roth IRA with this platform since 2020 for tax-free trading and investing and 0% capital gains with the Roth IRA. There are a couple dozen crypto assets on this platform. You can trade directly with US dollars, so you don't have to worry about a stablecoin depegging or any type of counterparty risk. So during the last bull run, my Roth IRA was up probably 500%, 600%, and I did my best to try to sell and take some profit into US dollar and just sit. And let me tell you, the ability to trade on your phone or PC 24/7, 365 during a bull run is one of the best feelings in the world. And FYI, besides gold, silver, and a variety of crypto assets, they will be including private placement and tokenized real estate. So if you use the link in the top of the YouTube video description and you fund your account, you'll also get a $100 funding reward. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Huge thank you to all that hit the like button and share this around, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.